weekend. You do that. And then again, it's not just a weekend, that's the trouble, you know.
Yeah. Aren't we all? I'll be crossing to you very, very shortly indeed. And Warren, how are you? All right, mate?
Good to speak to you again, Salty. Yeah, I'm doing well, thank you. And good to be speaking to you, and good to be back on the show with Jim again as well.
First things first then, Warren, a few days now for the dust to settle on that defeat against Manchester City. What's your overriding emotion? Because from a lot of people I've spoken to, a lot of Blues I've spoken to, it's one of a bit of frustration, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing with us at the moment is we are probably a bit far away from matching the likes of Manchester City. But I think where the frustration comes from, Salty, is for probably the first hour of that game. I'd say that we were toe-to-toe with Man City. We kept them at bay. They didn't really make any particular threat, I thought, on the game. And I think, it was one of those performances where you think, we might get something out of this. And I think we all would have probably taken a draw away at Man City, the way they're starting to perform at the moment. So, yeah, it is one of frustration, particularly when we had a couple of chances as well in the game, which we didn't put away. And, Man City go up the other end with their world-class striker, and they put their chances away, and that leads to the victory for them. And I think ultimately that was the difference between the two sides. A lot of encouragement, and I'm not too disappointed by the results. I think it's probably one we expected. However, like you said there, it does bear some frustration at the way it happens in the end.
I mean, the big talking point, and this is not a new one, it's been like this for a while, is the problems up front, really. I mentioned there those first half opportunities, Njai doing his bit, but how frustrating is it, that lack of a clinical finisher right now?
Well, just on Njai, I thought that was an incredible performance. I thought that was one of the best performances I've seen from an Everton player, an individual performance anyway, in a long, long time. And he really did show his quality. And I know football fans were biased, and we have a tendency maybe to go over the top sometimes on our own players. But I thought he was wonderful in that game against City and really showed his true class. And the annoying thing was, as you say, is that we didn't have someone of equal ability at the top end to put those chances away. You feel if you do have a top quality striker in there, and we do put one of those chances, you could go to City and the way we perform, maybe sneak the results and sneak the 3 points. But is it becoming an issue? I think it is a minor one. I think, probably a bit more than minor, shall we say. I think that for all the endeavour Beto gives you, and for all the times he has chipped in with goals, unfortunately he isn't the quality of striker that will be able perhaps to go to these away grounds and score that key goal, or get that, make that big moment. I think you probably give that chance to Haaland the other end if he scores it. And I think maybe that showed the difference between the quality in the two. I think the real elite strikers know where to be. They've just got that, presence in the box, if you like, to know where to be and where to put themselves to be able to score a goal like that in that situation. And like I mentioned, for all the effort and the hard work that Beto gives you, unfortunately doesn't quite match the quality that you need in some of these bigger games that you face in the season. So yeah, it's a tough one to take. I think that as the season goes on, we'll probably find that he will chip in with goals, and he will have the odd performance where he does well. I mean, I thought, for instance, the second half against Crystal Palace, he played his part in changing the performance in that game for Everton. But yeah, it's you can't go a whole season relying on a player. And I don't mean to wish to be negative about him, and I don't wish to criticise him, but like I said, I think in these big moments and in these big games, you need someone of real quality, and unfortunately we don't have that in the striking position.
And the wider point about this is, and you're right, you feel bad, you don't want to pick on anyone, and the same could be levelled at Barry when he's played as well, but if he converts one of those big chances, it not only changes the whole kind of tempo of the game and where the game can go, it also changes the mindset of his teammates shifts, doesn't it? So in isolation, it's just a missed chance, but actually it's quite a lot more than that, really.